Hello, yeah. Welcome to this week of Product of the 80s podcast. I'm your boy Reggie. Got the producer here.
Yeah.
How you doing, my man?
Triple salute to you, sir. I'm doing
Same to
okay.
you.
How you
Happy New
feeling?
Year.
Happy New Year to you as well, man. What's been going on?
Shit, just working, staying out of trouble, man. A lot of people close to me been passing away. A lot of people, not my family, but my friends' family, things like that. So just dealing with that and shit like that.
Yeah, condolences, man. That's not easy.
Thank you.
Death is hard, man.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. Thank you.
dealing with the same with my sister Brittany and her husband passing. Just shout out to her for that, and just in prayer to that we get everything right, man. Because you're not promised tomorrow.
Right.
You know.
Right. You got to live like it's your last day. That's what I tell people all the time, man, because you never know.
Yeah. Ugh. But yeah, let's get it on a lighter note, man. I'm sorry. Listen, what's going on? What's going on?
Yeah. Ready to get this going, man.
Yeah. So, want to get into like news or topics or whatever?
We can get straight into it. I'm ready.
Okay. So for the most part, a couple topics that was kind of weighing on my brain. I have put it in the group chat. Because man, it's so weird how something can happen to you and you're not vindicated at that moment, but time down the line, all of a sudden it's like, hey, maybe he didn't do, or maybe this, whatever the situation may be. So I'm saying that to say this: the situation with the actor Alec Baldwin, um, it's a very tragic, and as a film producer myself, I would never ever want to be in this situation, man, to where somebody lose their life on your project, right? So I hope I say her name right. Helena Hutchins, a cinematographer, was accidentally shot by Alec Baldwin with a prop gun that had a real bullet in it, and she died. And today he was found guilty of manslaughter by a jury, and that is wild in itself because it's like I, I don't you just never go into something thinking like something like that's gonna happen.
Right.
You put so much time and money into hiring actors, taking classes, doing the rehearsals, hiring extras, I mean millions of dollars really, and for it to end all like that, man, that was deep. So in the news today, that had came out, the verdict had came out today, so we're gonna see what kind of time, if he gets time. I don't know if he's gonna do anything to avoid it. Most people in the hood start snitching at this point, so he might start doing the same thing. I'm being honest, man. You know how that go.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking he might do the same thing.
Well, I didn't really know the specifics of the case, but I
It
kind of
happened in 2021, and the
yeah,
verdict just hit today.
yeah, I kind of looked it up a little bit right before we got on the podcast, and he's only facing up to 18 months. So I'm like, bro, you probably should have just went ahead and settled that out of. Well, I guess you can't do that, but you probably should have went ahead and took the deal to get it over with. You're definitely not built for prison. You're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to pay that girl's family.
Yeah.
It's a tragic situation, and I don't want to like belittle her life or anything like that.
Yeah.
But if it was a honest mistake, if it was an honest mistake, I truly don't think that he should go to prison.
Yeah.
But how do you let things like this happen? I think it's kind of like, if you're the captain of the ship type situation. I think that's what it is, because it's on him, especially he's the one to pull the trigger. He's the was he the director and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the same time, her life is in his hands. You know what I'm saying? And it is his fault, however you look at it. But I don't know. It's a tough situation.
Yeah. I would say this: we don't know all the facts, but whatever happened in that case, that jury saw it and they rendered a verdict. So we just got to trust and believe that whatever they saw, he must have did something or known something or was found culpable in some kind of way. I don't think, and I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but I don't just think it's because his name's on the door, it's him. I'm thinking that he's culpable in some way of negligence in that situation. They had to find something. We just we don't know, it's like the Epstein list. It may come out, it may not.
Right. I think it's a lot to do with him being a director, on top of the fact that he's the one to pull the trigger, because they always can say, well, why didn't you double check the gun? Well, he can say, well, I'm not a gunsmith. I don't fucking know. So, like I said, it's a tricky situation. Probably if he was somebody else, he probably would be facing a little bit more time.
I would think so too.
I think so, definitely.
Especially if he's like, if he knew in some way. I don't know. I'm just we both just speculating, but still, it's a messed up situation. The lady lost her life. She has family. It's just messed up to see. And then also, she was a cinematographer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's not something that you luck into. That's something that you go to school for. That's something that you dedicate your life to. And I don't know how many films she worked on, but for it to be like that, you never want to see it, because these are just specific. These aren't like I'm at a call center, and or not to belittle anybody at a call center or working at Walmart, but I'm just saying like these are niche jobs, specific jobs. And then to be, I think they were like overseas somewhere, and then she's working with Alec freaking Baldwin. Like, I mean, to us, it's maybe a name on a sheet of paper or an actor on the stage, but in that industry, he's big,
Right. Him and his whole family.
Yeah, so she's like, this is, you're basically living your dream.
Right.
You just never think about dying in your dream. Right. I mean, now when I was younger, I did, but nowadays I don't. But I'm just saying, you don't really, like, death is not, you're like, hey, I'm gonna make it, then just boom, right there. Just
right.
die.
You never think like, okay, I'm gonna go shoot a movie and get shot. Like, you never
Unless you're
think
Tupac, that might be a deal,
Or what's his name? Bruce Lee's son.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was well. I mean,
It's kind of the same story.
Yeah, but he didn't know. I mean, this is more so, we're just kind of being facetious, like, yeah. That Bruce Lee shit is horrible.
Yeah, same thing, right? It was a prop guy.
Yeah,
the pro pulled that trigger. But I think with Bruce Lee's son,
Brandon Lee.
Yeah, Brandon Lee. I think with his situation, it was more of a what's the word? Conspiracy theory. That's the proper term now. Because his father died, and they were saying that he let out all the Chinese secrets, blah blah blah. I guess it was those days' version of the Illuminati or whatever. But
he kind of did though.
Yeah, but a lot of times, in our community, when something happens, we always think it's a conspiracy, or we think,
well,
it's something else too.
I'm gonna be honest with you, like, that's how this world is, man. Like,
oh yeah, no doubt. Like, I recently found out, and I really believe, I've heard it for years and years, but I thought it was all cap. But I honestly believe now, from doing my own personal research about the Martin Luther King stuff, he didn't die from getting shot. He didn't. They shot him, yeah, but they made sure they finished the job at the hospital. And there are several eyewitnesses to that. Now, why he got shot?
Okay, so
no.
Reverend Jesse Jackson is standing right there,
right?
And he said that Martin Luther King, half his skull was off his head. He wasn't surviving that.
Well, I heard from several eyewitnesses that when he got to the hospital, he was alive.
I mean,
listen, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with that. But we've all heard of situations where people have been shot close range in the head. Well, that wasn't close range. But
Nah,
we've
and
heard
also Clarence Jones, his lawyer and Arthur was standing right there also, and he's the one who took the cigarettes out of his dead hands because he didn't want the press to see Martin Luther King with a cigarette pack of cigarettes in his hand when he died. He's the one that took that pack of cigarettes. Said the same thing, like
right.
his
I'm
head
not
was blown
disagreeing.
off the skull, man. Like not his, like half. I don't even know what half. I just know he said half, and I'm just thinking, like, man, even if he was alive, man, let the man die. Like, don't. There's nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I
I'm
don't
not.
know.
I'm not debating whether that part.
I don't know.
But
I just read. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
that I'm debating that at that hospital that they did say that it was 3 CIA agents that went in that room, and it is a fact that they were following him everywhere he went. Because
Well,
at that
yeah,
point he was a terrorist. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. I know about that intimately. Unfortunately,
right. And then but my point is, the average person does not know that. And when you say that, they like, oh, that's not true. It's very true. It's very fucking true.
What the CIA telling King?
Say that again.
What do you mean? What the average person doesn't know what?
The average person does not know about the CIA being involved with that. The average person does not know about the CIA falling around Malcolm X. People
Well,
don't
hold up.
think.
Wait. Let's not jump on X just yet. Uh, to keep it real with you, did you know that the SCLC was sharing those locations with the FBI?
Mm-mm, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they shared all those locations everywhere they were going to be. They sent the itineraries, they sent the flight data, they sent them everything.
That's crazy.
So yeah, it's not this is they had to um because they wanted to be able to travel without being harassed. And they said, okay, but we just need to know where you're going to be at and when you're going to be there. No, they gave it to them. So before King in the SCLC representation, Andrew Young, John Lewis, those guys, before they got to the room, the FBI would have already been in there bugging it or putting whatever they wanted to put in there to get whatever data they wanted. But it wasn't like they were sneaking. I mean, they were sneaking, but they did. I mean, no, it wasn't like King and then were sneaking around trying to move around the country. No, they told them where they were going to be at. So it wasn't, wasn't like a secret.
Right.
So, but I don't know if they knew they were going to go in there and bug the place. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Hell no. I mean, they probably wasn't even aware of that technology then. Like, they
Yeah,
probably didn't even know about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you don't, I don't know.
It definitely was a plot to kill him.
Um,
and the CIA definitely either purposely set it up or knew about the whole
it's
situation.
more FBI than CIA, to be honest with you. They're the ones who, were personally after King because of J. Edgar Hoover, and he was
That's
really
true.
upset.
That's true.
So it's more FBI than CIA. But again, they shared that data with them, so it wasn't like these guys were trying to hide anywhere they were at. I mean, so I don't know. It's hard for me to dispute or say anything like, okay, well, why wouldn't they go into the room when he was dying or wherever he was at? I mean, they knew everything and possibly even took part in it.
Right. The whole
Um,
point is we do have a reason to think that everything is a conspiracy theory.
well,
We
yeah.
do. We do. I mean, not saying everything is, but I can see why
Well,
people
the
do
thing
it. Yeah.
is, because the government does things, but then puts out another story. And then when the real story comes out, it's like, oh, well, we didn't say it. Yes, you did. So yeah,
Exactly.
and
Propaganda.
that's where that stuff comes from. So no, it's some stuff, but as far as him being alive and them killing him in the hospital, I think that's bullshit. It
I
gets
don't.
attention, but nah, man,
I
the
don't.
people who were there on that balcony with him with his head blown off, Arrivederci, man, rest in peace, MLK.
Rest in peace.
The next one, and I didn't know this until today. I didn't even see it on TV. I read about it on Twitter, formerly known as X. Sports Illustrated is folding. Looks like the Arena Group, the ownership of the company, sent an email to all the employees today saying that, hey, your services are pretty much no longer needed. Sports Illustrated is a wrap. God bless. Good night.
Sad.
Man, and I didn't really understand how sad it was until people started sharing older covers, like the Michael Jordan cover, the LeBron cover, the Penny Hardaway cover. Like, man, they had some iconic covers, Reggie, man. Like, oh my gosh, Sports Illustrated was maybe for a decade the voice of sports. And I don't even know why.
Agreed.
Like, I mean, I used to read them, but I mean, we just liked that shit because we just liked it.
As a child, I was really into it.
Yeah, they had the kids version.
Right. I had both of them actually. They both was dope. Kind of like East Bay magazines, you know what I'm saying? All that shit was sweet. But now that I think about it, now that we're talking about it, I really don't even see how Sports Illustrated lasted as long as it did. Like, if you think about it, like with the internet and stuff like that, man, I'm surprised it lasted as long as it did. I think that maybe they should probably just try like an online thing and maybe, do some cutbacks, but I don't see a reason to like totally get rid of it though.
Well, they did. They sent the email today, man.
It's crazy.
So it's pretty much a wrap. Which is crazy because again, it's such an iconic franchise, an iconic brand, an iconic name. Yes. Even for the swimsuit issue, that thing was like a big issue every year. Like everybody was like, "Oh, who's going to be on the cover? Who's going to be on the cover?" I think even Tyra Banks at one point was on the cover, and it was like the most famous cover ever created. You know what I'm saying?
Serena Williams too.
Yeah. Man,
I threw a lot of seeds to the wind to both of them magazines, boy.
You did not just say that. We gotta take a pause for the cause. I can't believe you just said that.
That's the truth.
But I feel you though. Yeah, man, that Tyra Banks cover was tough.
Yeah, it was.
Very tough. So moving on. I know I sent the McCormick thing. We can get into that in the sports if you wanted to. But I wanted to talk about just one other thing real quick before we jumped into whatever else. Sure. I think I sent this in the chat. I don't know. I'm old. I forget shit. So today the S&P 500 hit an all-time record high, right? Based off of the tech industry. I noticed that Meta, Google, Microsoft, man, everything except for like Tesla, not the car, but the company, were up and trending upward, like real well. So with the S&P 500 setting a world record today, I already know that politically, that's going to be used on the campaign trail to, hey, we need 4 more years. Look what the S&P's doing now. Aren't you better than you were 4 years ago? We're the ones who got you through this. Here's our resume, but look at the S&P. Look at the S&P. Our markets are fine. They're excelling. They're exceeding. We're creating more jobs. That whole rigmarole, right? So I get to thinking, Reggie. Matter of fact, I'll give you an example. Have you ever ate Panera?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I used to get the smoothie, the Green Goddess smoothie or whatever it is. When you get the cup now, it costs more, but the cup is smaller. I'm serious. Like, it's smaller. And then when you go in the bag, the portions are like the whole thing is smaller. It's not about a whole much, but you can feel it. Um, even and I sound retarded saying this, but even going to Dunkin' Donuts, the donuts are smaller. Everything's getting smaller, but the cost is steady increasing because of inflation. So you got the economy booming, 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 so to speak. You got inflation hitting. You got winter that's about to pile on top of us at the moment, right? But at the same time, you got an election that's just about to start heating up. I mean, it's fucking 2024. um, who do you think will have an edge?
Okay, well, I definitely think that Biden has the edge for several different reasons. Okay, so if we put all that stuff you said aside, okay, so in many states, Trump is not going to be on the ballot.
Hold up. He's back on that ballot in Colorado.
Okay, so
he's back on it. Not that it matters because that's a blue state anyway.
Right, right. So a couple states he's not even going to be on the ballot. Then you got to look who else could possibly pull it off.
Nikki Haley.
Weird.
Ramaswamy just dropped out.
Right.
DeSantis.
That's what I'm saying. I think that DeSantis may end up getting the ticket.
Man,
with the Republican Party. I don't know, but I think that they're bumping heads a lot. They're bumping heads a lot, and I don't know. It's like with all of them, it's like the lesser of the evils. But
are you saying the challenger to Trump, or are you saying to be that the head of the Republican Party?
Yeah, I think DeSantis may get it. I think he may get it. But it's like with all of them, for either party, it's like the lesser of the evils because you got one super racist, DeSantis. Then you got another old man, imaginary racist that just is delusional. And then you got Nikki that doesn't even know that she's a red dot Indian. Then you got the other. Then you got the other that acts like racism doesn't exist, and she's from the most racist country in the world. Then you have another red dot Indian that tries to pretend like racism doesn't exist, and that they should take away all the programs that put him in the position that he's in.
Yeah,
literally.
Ramaswamy.
Right. And also with back to Nikki, her father worked at a historic black college. It's like they use the systems that we fought and fucking died for, and then be like, oh, it's not, it's fake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not the situation. So I don't know. It's like they just come over here and just get so brainwashed. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, because people forget history. Like Martin Luther King said this, and this is one of the speeches that you're not going to hear on his birthday or death day or any other day. But he gave an interview, and he was upset after some political pundits went on air and told them to stop complaining, to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And King laid out plainly how an Irish, British, Russian, a couple other immigrants, when they came to this country or migrated to this country, the United States government set subsidies aside and purchased land for these immigrants to live on. Yep. And because they couldn't farm the land because it was foreign to them, they gave them subsidy money to go to school and learn how to till the land. Right? They all throughout they did this. All kind of loans and grants and given because they wanted them to be successful to build America, because they needed them to do that because they didn't have the infrastructure to do that on their own. So they knew if these immigrants build these little communities, they would do the stuff that the government didn't want to do. So they gave them money for it. And then they want to tell us, oh, well, can't you just go get a job and work for it? Y'all didn't work for it.
Right. Right.
They gave it to you.
Right. And have you ever heard the stories of the new immigrants that come here, no matter what country they're from? So listen, my brother-in-law is from Jamaica, and like I said, I tell people all the time. I've been down there, and this I'm just going to use this particular country for example. Listen, before they come here, they tell them all kind of fucked up shit. You know that, right?
What do you mean?
Oh well, we got to bring you here because the black people won't work. Da 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 da. Stay away from them because
Who's
they're
when you say they? Who's they?
whoever is giving them the visas to come here to work. They tell them to stay away from us. That's what they tell them, and they tell them all kind. And I can prove this to you too. I can have them tell you this. They tell them all kind of fucked up shit about us and say we're lazy, this, that, and the third, and all this other shit. And they bring them here, and they tell them the reason why they have to bring them here is because we won't work. And they don't realize that when they bring them here, that they're lowballing them. They don't know that because you got to realize they making more money than they ever did in their whole life. You feel me?
Yeah.
So basically, if a person tell you this shit, and then you come here and you see other black people here refusing to do what you do, and they basically saving you, these motherfuckers is God to you, so you're gonna believe any fucking thing that they say.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. And they do that to the Indians too. They do that with the Nigerians. They tell the Nigerians, you're going to come over here and get pregnant. You're going to come over here and be in a gang and stay away from them. Find you a nice white man or white woman and don't deal with black people. They tell them all that shit all the time.
Wow.
I'm telling you, bro.
That's heavy.
Yes. Yes.
Well, then, I mean, so we shouldn't be surprised about conspiracy theories then, right? Like,
right.
It's
They
crazy.
get 400 years of free labor from you and then tell you you're lazy.
Right. Man, you gotta love it.
Crazy.
You gotta love hypocrisy, man.
And then listen, the thing that's even worse than that is they make us believe it too. They make us believe it too.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
we're all conditioned and colonized in our own way, you know.
Yes, in a lot of ways, in a whole lot of ways. And
yeah,
like when you do the research on it, you'll just be like, I never even realized that.
Yeah, it's deep shit, man. Kind of scary, but it's deep shit. So we can jump on into sports if you're ready. I wasn't sure if you was ready or not, but I kind of wanted to talk about a few things. I don't know if you had a few things you want to talk about. I know you guys had the sports pod the other day. Yeah. I don't know if you're on that or not, but they was going in. So I wasn't going to necessarily talk about any of that, but just kind of a few things that I was observing.
For sure.
Okay, so getting into just briefly, I'm not going to get into a dissertation. At least I hope I don't. Women's tennis right now. Naomi Osaka, girlfriend to YB and Corday, had given birth to their daughter, Shy, right? Mm-hmm. So she makes her. I mean, and Naomi Osaka was at one point the number one tennis player in the world. Like she beat Serena on Serena's farewell tour. Like she, yeah. I mean, she's no joke at all. So she gets to Brisbane, which is a tennis tournament about a month ago. Uh-huh. She tears off. She does really good, but she loses. Okay, great. Then she gets to the Australian Open, which is on right now, and she bows out in the first round. It's great to see her come back. I hope that that loss just maybe fuels her to be like, hey, I could still be number one. I'm just not there yet. I don't know. But Reggie, man, like a few women tennis players have come back from having kids, right? Yeah. And they come back to be competitive, and they come back to, I don't know if anyone's won any tournaments, but they've come back to just definitely have some success.
Serena?
Well, yeah, good. Oh man, freaking case in point. So I'm looking at Naomi and I'm thinking, could it possibly be that maybe she's almost done, but she has to do this because this, she wants to be, she wants to continue her career. But after having a kid like that, and I don't know, Reg, man,
How long ago was it when she had the kid?
About 15 months ago.
Well, if that's postpartum, boy, that's in overtime like a motherfucker. But it
I
may
mean, I don't
be,
know. It's just, but she
maybe.
lost in the first round. Like, oh, she lost to Carol Garcia, one of my favorite players. She's hot, you know what I'm saying? No offense. But
I'm gonna
you
Google
know, yeah, when she was here in Cleveland, man, I followed that. I followed her around like a kid in a candy store. Which is
it.
okay, maybe I shouldn't say that, but I didn't follow her around. Okay, I didn't follow. I just, I said hi multiple times. But anyway,
Did your
um,
hand go like this? Hi.
you- nah. But no, she's no hell of a player. Even though she, she lost when she was here. I think she lost to Sloane Stevens. But still, you know, uh, great player. But she beat Naomi Osaka and Reggie after she won. She jumping and running and screaming and twirling around, and because that's like the biggest victory she's ever had in her career is to beat Naomi Osaka. And then I'm thinking if Naomi wins that match, she's just like this. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I think maybe she wasn't like too geared up for that. You see what I'm saying? Like, like if she was paying like Sloane Steve, somebody like, I don't know.
Playing up to her competition or playing down
Yeah,
to it.
that's kind of how I feel. So anyway, with all that being said, I really hope that Naomi, I really hope you can continue to push, continue to fight. Just do the damn thing. I mean, child or not, man,
She's still
you
young too.
yeah, well, very, very, very young and can have a full career. I just don't know what's about to happen because again, after losing like that, I don't know if that just does that fuel you?
It
You
should.
know,
It should. It should.
and I hope so.
It should. I hope it, for her sake. I hope it truly embarrasses her.
To get her to,
Yeah, yeah. Because if it really embarrasses her, I think she'll be okay. But if she's just like, I'm a mom,
yeah,
then she'll never be who she was. She got to find that dog again.
that's what I'm hoping.
She got to find it, and maybe she might have to. I mean, I hate to say this shit, but maybe she got to take that shit out on her baby dad. I don't know, something, but something, whatever she has to do to get back what she had, she
Yeah.
needs to get back to that.
The last part is happened last night. I couldn't sleep because they were. Well, I mean, the match wasn't even that tough, but whatever. Is Coco Golf, her match against Alicia Parks last night. Two young black women tennis players at the top of their game. Well, Coco here, Parks not there yet. um, even though she's freaking gorgeous. No offense, that chick's gorgeous. Um, Reggie, when I saw the matchup, I'm thinking like, man, why they gotta play each other right now? You know what I'm saying? It's like in the NFL, if you got two black quarterbacks, you don't want them to meet in the semis. You want them to meet in the Super Bowl.
Right.
And now, granted, again, Alicia Parks isn't on Coco's level, but seeing them play, I just wanted to not see that, you know. But I'll tell you this: as good as Alicia Parks is, powerful, brilliant, elegant, she has a serve, and then she reminds you of Serena, really. Not the stature wise, but as far as the way she moved
Mm-hmm.
and the power on her serve. Coco Golf is just that much more brilliant, and she's younger.
How old is she?
Coco Golf should be what, 19 now?
Okay.
And Alicia Parks is 23. But to see and then also, if you look at Alicia Parks' size, she's like twice Coco's size. Like again, she looked like Serena out there, and I'm thinking, and then of course Coco Golf has the Serena outfit on because she's honoring her hero.
Which outfit?
It's like a neon, man. It's kind of like this color. Well, you
One
probably
piece.
can't.
One
Yeah,
or two. Oh, okay. I might have to check that out.
yeah.
See
But
how much she honors her.
yeah, and again, she smashed Parks like it was like she stole something, bruh. It was bad. It was really bad. I was like, man, you can give Parks a break. That's your girl, man. Y'all friends. You can just let her win a point or something. She's like, nope.
They'll meet again soon.
Well, Coco, after it was over, you know how they hug and walk. Coco was like, we got to do this in the finals next time. And I mean, seriously, because again, they should have been on a collision course, not in the same heat.
Well, that depends on seeding and what you do against
I
other people too.
know, I know,
So
I
you got to
know.
meet me there.
Yeah, it's like Serena playing Venus in the quarterfinals. It's like, what the fuck?
I used to hate seeing them play each other anyway.
Yeah, me too. Especially when Venus was at the peak of her powers.
It was weird.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Venus, man. I know this is hella random. We could keep moving, but I'm gonna just say this. She was supposed to be here last summer during her Tennis in the Land series. I'm getting all excited. I get my ticket. Well, the thing is, she got hurt, and I want to say was it in Wimbledon? I don't think it was in Wimbledon. She got hurt somewhere, and then was still gonna, come. They got her in an advertisement. They got her in a commercial. I'm all excited. I get down to the stadium, and they like, oh, well, because when you first come in, they tell everybody what's going on. Hey, we got, this person signing autographs, this person over here, this person. Okay, great. Thank you. Oh, well, so Venus is not playing today. She has a issue with her knee. And I'm like, oh, y'all could have rode her on a golf cart and brought her in so she could just kind of sign autographs. But you know what I'm saying though? Like, oh, man, you don't got people. Anyway, I'm still kind of mad about that. But anyway, we can move on. I'm just, had to get that shout out. Fucking Tennis in the Land. Love you guys. Give me free tickets. All right, let's go. Okay, so did we talk about McCormick?
No. Well, we need to get on him for a minute anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so the topic is, of course, the NCAA has allowed a Miami player by the name of McCormick his 9th year of eligibility to play. I think he's now 25 or 26 years old, and he'll be going into the 24-25 season playing for Miami. What do you feel?
I feel it's pathetic. Like, I think that the NCAA
you weren't holding back.
I think the NCAA is selective with that. They just denied Tua, which I'm glad they did. I'm not gonna lie, I'm glad they did. But why are you approving it for him? Let's speak on his health. Okay, so he had 3 season-ending injuries, and you're gonna keep letting him play. Okay, so he's gonna get fucked up again, right? And then on top of that, he's a 25-year-old man, and he's playing against some 17-year-olds. College football to me is like 2 steps away from being a circus at this point. There's a lot of shit going on. Players are old as hell. You got what was the Oregon quarterback? How old is he?
Knicks.
Yeah, how is he? 26 for something years old?
Yeah, I think he's 26, maybe 20.
It's just getting outrageous, and I mean you can't really blame the players because they're getting paid. So I mean I'm gonna keep playing too. I'm gonna keep coming back. I'm gonna keep doing it over and over and over and over. You're gonna keep giving me the eligibility. It's just getting out of control and it's pathetic. Yeah. It's turning into I'm not good enough to be in the NFL yet or ever league. As long as you ain't good enough to be in the NFL, you're good enough for college. And they need to cut that off.
Oh, excuse me. I agree totally. But I'm gonna talk about what we kind of talked about earlier a little bit, but elaborate on it, right? Mm-hmm. So what you're seeing is the NCAA is their strategy to allow this whole circumstance to implode on itself as much as it can, as much as possible, or I say as much as manageably possible, right? Because they want Congress to eventually step in to reinsert the NCAA as authority, but now doing it congressionally with laws instead of NCAA rules. Because now the NCAA rules, to a degree,
Don't matter.
kind of don't matter. So if this implodes as much as they can allow it, reach out to for congressional help, because they will soon. Congress comes in. Oh no, we're gonna do this. Whatever they decide, because they'll be the deciding factor. And of course, the NCAA can lobby better than any player, because the players aren't really united. They don't have a fucking union, so they don't have any representation.
Correct.
So the NCAA will probably create, via the laws of Congress now, a way to, whatever they decide, to bring back control of the sport. And they could possibly get rid of the NIL. I mean, it's a lot, because look at what we did. See what happens. See what happens when you give these players freedom. See what happens when you give them a portal. Like they're waiting for all this stuff to happen, and then they're gonna go to Congress.
Hey, that may be it. That may be what they're trying to do. But if they do that, it's going to be hard. I mean, it's going to be easy to control the football players, but the other players, it's going to be hard as fuck, especially if we're talking about basketball, because, it's other options. Like, okay, well, that's what you're doing. I don't have to play in the NCAA. I don't got to play in college, period. Listen, there's other direct routes to the NBA right now. Overseas is one. The developmental, you got other options. Yeah. So it's going to be tough, but it's crazy. It's crazy that football has such control over America like that.
Yeah.
Think about what we're talking about. Think about what you just said out your mouth. Yeah. You just said Congress. And that's what you're saying is not even remotely close to far-fetched. It's not.
It's going to happen. I'm trying to tell you, it's going to happen.
I believe you. Because I've heard of other situations in the past where Congress got involved. And to me, it's like, damn, it's a fucking sport for kids. God damn.
Like remember when Reese tried to sue to get into the NFL, and Congress had to get involved? Like it's like
why are we even dedicating a Congress to a fucking sport? Like this, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's like the whole thing is just out of control, man.
Money, man.
And it always has been, actually.
Yeah, money.
The money, because it generates billions of fucking dollars. That's exactly what it is. The money.
Football is king in this country, man. It's just how it is. I hate to even. I mean, it's just how it is.
It is.
Fucking football.
It is.
But yeah, so McCormick will be coming back for that 9th season. Even though we're not going to probably see, like interviews on ESPN about him, or even they're going to probably even talk about him at all. If he comes out in 2025 and gets into the NFL as a 27-year-old rookie, he's going to make the news again. If he's, I don't even know if he's good or not, because I never really seen him play.
Well, he must have some kind of talent. I mean, if he goes to Miami, right?
Yeah.
Is he a scholarship player?
I don't know. I mean, he got to be something, because you don't ask for more eligibility and you can't pay to be there. So I would imagine in some kind of a way that they're like, hey, if the NCAA grants you, eligibility, we got you covered. Because I guess he must have been great in some kind of aspect, because of course the team doesn't have to have you.
Yeah, he must have been great in BC. But listen, Think about his draft value. Think about his draft value. Are you gonna waste your draft pick on a motherfucking that old with that many season-ending injuries? No.
After the draft, I will call him in the training camp. Hey, you can compete for a not roster spot. I'm sorry, not yet. You can compete for a spot, and we'll try you out.
That's it.
And then and that's it. So yeah, for sure. So
yeah, I would try him out too, but I damn sure wouldn't draft that motherfucker.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. Because
you can't listen. You got to think about how fast 21-year-olds are. Think about it. They don't have those injuries. Listen, he's a tight end. I'm not even gonna look up his injuries. I'm not. I know that they're leg related. Huh?
He has 6 total.
Come on, man. Listen, he ain't getting drafted in the 13th round. Because you know how the NFL is set up, right? You know, okay, say for instance, if he makes the team, right, and he gets fucking hurt, you got the pick. Man, they not giving him shit.
Yeah.
Hell no. 27 with 6 injuries, and I know at least 3 of them have to do a leg, ankle, knee, for sure. For sure. Because he's probably 6'6", 6'5". You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'll say this now. I think this set a precedence because we already knew that they were given, 5th year, 6th, we seen that, right?
COVID.
The COVID exception. But now with this situation, this gives like a whole nother ball because you know how many players, Reggie, who ended their college careers because you couldn't get any more eligibility? Like you're fucking done. You know what I'm saying?
That's pathetic, man.
Yeah, and again, the NCAA is letting this happen because again, they needed to implode, and again, not to fully implode to where the system's broke and you're losing fans and money's getting off. The money's still coming in. Like the profits are up, TV revenues up, the TV ratings are up, everything is still up.
And next year it's gonna go up higher.
Well, yeah, but they still don't have the control though. So everything is kind of wild on the other side. So again, once the portal implodes, once the NIL, once that implodes, not implode, but once it gets, because again, if it gets too crazy, it's out of their hands, and but they have to appear in control in some kind of way. But again, Congress will step in. But anyway,
it's tricky because I don't think that you're going to totally be able to do away with the NIL. I think
they want to control it.
I want it to be tweaked for sure.
They're going to control it, Reggie.
I mean, yeah, they may control it, but you're not going to get away with not paying players no more. You're not. You're going to have to pay them or give them some kind of incentive.
They were already paying them.
Listen, I'm talking about legally. Like, you know what I'm saying? Legally.
Yeah, so
they're paying him in high school. I seen them pay him in high school. You know
I mean, and I'm not trying to say that you're wrong or whatever, but they've always been paid. It's just, some people get caught, some people don't. But yeah, you're right. Legally, out in the open, yeah. So
they're gonna have to compensate the players somehow, and it's by right. But if for Northern, by right, because if you think about the players, okay, they're the ones doing all the work. Mm-hmm. All the work. You can go get the fanciest coach, Chip Kelly. You can go get whoever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
But you're going to get the talent from pretty much a couple different spots in America, and they're the ones putting in all the work. It's almost like, I'm not saying right now, not right now, obviously, but at some point, it was almost a form of slavery, almost the way that it was set up.
Yeah.
And their whole fucking rationalization to it was they're getting a free education.
When they're in class.
Right. They're generating billions of dollars. And you mean to tell me I can't be a 100,000 at least? You getting billions?
Give my mama a car?
Right. My mom can't have a crib. Don't you know I run a 4.2?
And I'm 6'4".
I'm Randy fucking Moss. You put me in jail. You feel me? So by right, you got to give them something because they're grown men.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I really don't have the answer. None of us do. But we do know 2 things. The way it was before was fucked. and the way it's now and the way it's going is fucked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. Major facts.
So it's tricky.
Yeah. We can move on. Okay, so I'm not sure. Are you gonna watch the games this weekend?
I'm gonna try.
What you mean
Oh, I
try?
ain't got nothing to do. I ain't got nothing to do. I'm like, I was about to last week. I gotta work. No, I ain't all work on the weekends. I don't got shit else to do.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so this weekend, NFL playoff, divisional joints, right?
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo versus Kansas City.
That's gonna be a great game. That's gonna be a great game.
Buffalo versus Kansas City in Buffalo for the first time, right? They're saying Patrick Mahomes, he ain't never been on the road like this. This is gonna be so wild. I don't know what's gonna happen. Who do you think's gonna win?
Okay. I'll answer the question twice. Who I want to win and who I
Okay.
think will win. Okay. So I'm a Denver fan, so I naturally dislike Patrick Mahomes. I definitely want um, the Buffalo Bills to win. I definitely want them to win. It would be nice to see them win. I'm so tired of Kansas City. Um, yeah, I pretty much hate Patrick Mahomes. I pretty
Wow.
much hate Patrick Mahomes. But the bottom line is this, bro. This is the bottom line. Man, that motherfucker always finds a fucking way to win. Like last week, I thought they was gonna lose. They've looked mediocre at best all season long, except for when it really fucking counted. So I'm gonna have to say, until I see somebody beat that pink motherfucker, I think Kansas City's gonna win. Especially, okay. So after last week, okay, so they not scared of the cold. We can't say that they not
Yeah.
scared of Buffalo's
That's
weather.
a fact. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if last week, if that game would have never happened, because I made me gain a little bit more respect for him. I'm like, oh damn, you still pull that off and it's -2 degrees. So
I mean, he played though. He. I mean,
he did. So I don't know. I think that Kansas City's gonna win, man. I just think they are. I don't want them to, but I think they're gonna win, man.
they got the running game. You know. Um. So I think they have an opportunity to do that. That Pacheco kid, man.
He's fast as fuck.
Yeah, he's no joke.
Mhm.
That to me, um, is an edge because the Buffalo Bills running game is Josh Allen, QB sneaks, and I just don't think you can win that way. So I'm gonna go on a limb and say, of course, I'm gonna root for Buffalo, right? But I'm gonna say it's gonna be a close game. And if Buffalo comes out, full guns blazing, Stephon Diggs, 12 catches, 130 yards, two
Mhm.
touch. I can see this score being like 30-29, 30-30, 33-32, something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a high scoring game. But I believe that, Buffalo will win with the edge. And if KC wins, of course, in my opinion, the running game will be the deciding factor if they win because that dude's a special player, man. And then of course with their receivers dropping passes and stuff, I don't know. I don't want to bank on any of that. Uh, but I guess we'll see, man. I mean, and like you said, Pat Mahomes is a wizard. Like you don't know. I mean, they had 13 seconds left on the clock. I want to say.
Mhm.
Last year it was like whatever it was. Like you can't. I mean, who could pick and fucking know that? You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, that motherfucker always find a way to win, bro.
Yeah.
Always,
Man, I'm starting to hate
always.
Patrick
And
Mahomes
that's the
too.
thing that it just annoys me because I'm like, they don't even got no wide receivers. They don't got no receivers, and it don't even fucking matter. It don't even matter. It don't matter, and that shit just be pissing me off.
Yeah.
Just
Ooh.
imagine if they would have paid the cheetah though. Poof.
Oh. Well, yeah. In my opinion, what's that, Skylar Moore or whatever? Not Skylar Moore. I forgot that wide out that dropped that pass in the end zone. I can't remember his name. For KC.
Okay.
I don't believe that they would have kept those receivers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's no reason to have you around. We need to get, we need to get to the championship. We can't do that with dead weight, but because you don't have a cheetah, you have to kind of deal with what you got.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you don't really have a number one receiver anymore.
Nope.
So
I
yeah, I agree.
Receivers except for they tight end.
Yeah, Travis Kelce. Yeah, but no, it's good. It's good though. I think it'll be a really good game. I'm hoping for a great game, but yeah, I'm hoping Buffalo pulls that one out.
I hope Buffalo wins too.
Yeah, and the next one, Texas versus Baltimore. Not Baltimore, Baltimore. Who you taking?
Yeah. Oh man,
CJ Stroud or Lamar?
Man, this is a tough one. I'm gonna have to go with Baltimore. I'm scared to make that call, and the reason why is because Baltimore is not the same team in the playoffs for some reason. They can't.
Yeah.
They can't get over that hump. Now, if we just look on paper, you got to think that Baltimore's gonna smash them. You know what I'm saying, or at least beat them. But the way Houston's been playing, the way Stroud's been playing, they're playing like they can beat anybody. And then with Baltimore, I just had a conversation with Miguel about this earlier too, and I'm gonna say exactly what he said, and it's true. Um, I don't doubt Lamar Jackson; he definitely deserves to be MVP, but he was saying that he can't throw you in a game, and what he meant by that is like, say for instance, if Houston gets up on them, say Houston gets up on them by like 14 points, and say it's about the third quarter, not even the second quarter, it's going to be hard as fuck for Baltimore to put up the points to win. Now, they're going to get theirs regardless. You can't stop them from running. You cannot stop them from running. That's just the bottom line. And sometimes Lamar Jackson is going, he's going to throw people open. He's going to catch you slipping and things like that. But I don't think he can come back. I don't think he can come back from being down bad. And I think that's going to be a problem. But I'll still say Baltimore's going to win.
Yeah. I don't think I agree with Miguel's assessment. To be honest with you, I mean, I understand it, and I think if this was like the last year's Ravens, I would agree. But this ain't that, and that ain't this.
They're not. They're better.
So, and they just picked up Dalvin Cook. Okay. So, with that being said, having a number one receiver, even though Andrews isn't playing, they still haven't had any drop in production or efficiency. I think they're gonna roll as they normally would, regardless of whatever the score would be. To be honest with you, I just think they're just able to put up points. They just know how to score. Now, when it comes to CJ Stroud,
right,
I'm feeling that little Patrick Mahomesian thing. Like, I watched them play the Washington Commanders, and it was less than a minute on the clock. The Commanders had already scored. CJ Stroud's bouncing on the field. And I'm thinking, okay, it's over. But, it's cool that they fought hard. And this Negro in 2-3 plays gets them 75 yards and a touchdown. And they win the game. I'm convinced that it's nothing you can't tell me this guy can't do. But I do think that Baltimore has just the superior defense, man. It's just kind of how it is at the moment. And I think,
saying, bro.
and I think yeah, I think that defense is gonna eventually get to Stroud. Not that's gonna like hurt him or whatever. I just think it may cause a pick, may cause a fumble. Just in that kind of a situation, there's gonna be some mistakes made, and I think Baltimore's gonna edge him out. Plus, man, Reggie, do you know what will happen to Lamar Jackson if Baltimore loses that fucking game?
What you
Huh?
mean? What you mean?
The world is gonna be like, what the fuck happened to Action Jackson?
And they rightfully so. If they say that, it's
Well,
rightfully
that's what
so
I'm
because
saying.
he needs
So,
to get over that hump. He does.
right. So, I mean, they got to win that game. There's no,
Yeah, they got to win it. It's a must-win situation for him, for sure, for sure. Or heads are gonna fucking roll,
yeah,
and
um,
players are not gonna be there next year. That's a fact.
yeah. Man, I'm trying to think. Lamar Jackson, I like him as a player. I think he's a beast. You know, I can't root for him because he plays for Baltimore. I rooted for him at Louisville. Because I only saw a few of his games though, but still, and I honestly I want him to have success. I really do. I just don't want to say it publicly. I mean, I'm being honest.
he,
Fuck
he
that
he's
nigga.
he's nice. He's nice. I think for Baltimore to win, and again, I'm picking them to win.
Yeah.
Baltimore defense is gonna have to hold. They're gonna have to hold
What about
because,
score?
huh?
What do you think for a score?
I think for Baltimore to win, I think they need to keep. I think they need to keep Houston like under 21 because if he gets hot and he starts, if they get up a couple touchdowns, like I said, I don't think
Yeah.
that he can throw them into a win.
I don't know. I hope I hope we get to see it. You know, I hope we actually get to see that because I think he'll be okay.
But
Um,
I do think he's a passing quarterback. He's not like Hurts. Like I think Hurts is not a passer. He can throw.
no, I disagree, Reggie. Even though the numbers say otherwise, but and I'll be honest, like he was hurt and he's still hurt, and I'm not talking about his finger.
His
Um,
throwing arm.
no, his knee. I think it's his right knee. The cartilage. I mean, I can't say it right. And that right knee ain't right, man. And they've done everything they could, shooting it up, taping it up, wrapping up. And of course, not talking about it. Uh, to make so he can get out. But yeah, he can't plant. Like he can't. I mean, he can because of course, you've seen him throw fucking footballs. But uh, as far as an accurate deep ball throw, he can get in the area, but his accuracy is not there because that he doesn't have that plant. Like he just doesn't, and he can't admit it because if he admits it, people gonna go after his leg.
I don't think that he's a passer like that. I think
Shit,
that
his stats say that.
who's
Jalen Hurts, go back to last year.
oh, I must say not this year. He his
I just told you he was hurt. He been hurt since like week
his pass
what?
his passing numbers is not that good this year.
He was hurt in
But
like week
I
6 or week
think
7.
I think what he is what Skip Bayless thought Tim Tebow could be. I think he's an excellent football player.
Mm.
I think he's an excellent football player. But I don't think he's the greatest passer. But I know for a fact that Philadelphia has some serious fucking weapons. Serious. Just imagine if Lamar Jackson had those weapons.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he does have those weapons, sort of.
Not at wideout.
But
Philadelphia's wideouts are deadly, bro.
I mean, yeah, you got AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and you got Julio Jones, which is on the decline.
On the downside.
And it's another receiver. I can't think of the name,
The
but
tight end is solid too.
yeah. But I think Lamar Jackson has very, very viable weapons. He has a number one
Oh,
receiver.
he
I can't think
does.
of who it is. And then they got Zay Flowers. They got somebody else too. I mean, they got some weapons, man.
They got
So
some weapons now.
I would agree. But the issue that you're not really addressing, and nobody can, but God and country, is that if Jalen Hurts is not healthy, of course you're not going to get the production that you would get out of a normal quarterback of his of his ability. You're just not.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that. I just
But hold
don't
on,
think
wait.
that he's the best passer.
But let's go back to the psychology of it. I get the chance to watch NFL matchup every Sunday. Pat Cosell, Greg Cosell, I'm sorry. Pau Sal Antonio, who's the defensive back? I can't think of the guy's name. I love the guy to death, man. I can't think of his name, but he's a DB, former DB. Darius, fuck. Okay, whatever. And they talk about Jalen Hurts seeing ghosts, right? Pre-snap read, not adjusting his protections properly, and not audibling when he should. When he sees something that's not right, he just lets the play go. So in my opinion, he's just getting through it. You know, like he knows he has his limitations at the moment, and he's just trying to get out there and get through it. And that's not how you win football games. Like you would never see Pat Mahomes give up on a play. So to me, honestly, Reggie, I hear what you're saying about the style of quarterback that he is, but that's not what I'm questioning. What I'm questioning is your heart. And it's not going out there playing hurt. That doesn't take heart to me. You know,
he needs to tell somebody that then. Because
no, you are you kidding me?
If you're not at your listen, I mean
they just paid you $160 million.
No, I ain't talking about the hard part. I'm talking about if you know that you're hurting the team at this point more than you're helping, then you gotta set it out, bro.
You talking like a fan, man.
I mean, that's true. That's true. But
yeah,
if you can listen,
not do
Philadelphia, y'all won a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback. You did. I mean, you're not a Philadelphia fan.
There ain't nobody on it. Ain't nobody. Ain't the coaches on that roster ain't there. If I'm Nick Sirianni, I ain't do that. I mean, we went to the Super Bowl, but we lost. So Jalen, if you got to get your ass out there,
I don't know.
Go and make that money. Got me in this shit. That was a quote from Friday.
I also tell people this too. That's just a little bit off topic, but the backup quarterback position in the NFL is becoming invaluable, bro. Listen, you gotta have at least two quarterbacks.
Jacoby Brissett,
at least.
Joe Flacco.
What's my one dude? I always talk about him too. Oh, I can't think of his name right now. Minshew. You gotta have
Gardner Minshew in Indy.
Yeah, you gotta have your Minshew or two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I mean, there's not a lot of him around, so good luck on that one.
That's true. But you need a decent backup quarterback because quarterbacks go down so frequently now.
Well, speaking of that, even though we haven't touched on the next two games yet, Lamar Jackson, this is his first full season playing the whole season. So, I mean, he's as healthy as he is at the moment. Like, can you imagine if he goes down? Like Baltimore,
it's over. If he goes down, it's over. But they got a decent backup quarterback too, though. Truthfully,
Marquise Brown or something like, or
black dude, he's pretty fast. He'll take off on you.
Yeah,
for a backup, he's solid. He's not a good.
Can't think of his name, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. But again, if Action Jackson goes down, that we're not expecting Baltimore to win anymore.
Oh no, they can't. They can't win that particular game without them. No. But if they can somehow get past them, and you know what I'm saying, possibly. But no, not them.
Yeah. Okay, so what you think about Green Bay versus the 49ers?
I think the 49ers are going to win. I think they're going to win convincingly too.
Ooh.
I think they're going to win convincingly because I mean Green Bay they look good. Jordan Love looks.
I mean they beat the hell out of Dallas, bruh.
Mm-hmm. But they haven't. There's two things they haven't faced like them. They haven't faced a defense like San Francisco. They have not seen that, and they also have not seen a running attack like that. A team that's just going to just run it down your throat, and there's nothing you can do. that hurts. That hurts you mentally. That hurts your defense when you know you cannot stop them from running the ball. And they got 2 or 3 motherfuckers that can just run it down your throat. Then they can throw it to Debo and screen. He's gonna run right through you. Then you got the tight end over the middle. They're gonna whoop their ass.
Wow.
For sure.
I didn't see that one coming. But I will say this. That defensive front for the 49ers is no joke.
No joke.
Chase Young, anchored by Joey Bosa, Fred Warner. The cornerbacks are locked down. It's going to be a long night for Green Bay. But I will say this. Jordan Love is not scared.
No, he's not.
He is not scared at all. So I expect Green Bay to fight. But in the end, I don't expect him to win that game. I'll take 49ers over that. And I'll even throw out, because I was going to ask you what you thought about it, like a potential score, but it sounds like you're looking like 30-10 or something like that.
Yep. Perfect.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing.
Perfect. Because I don't see how you can stop them from running the ball. I really don't.
Hell no. So the next one, the Bucks versus the Lions. What'd you think?
I mean, I'm gonna pick the Lions, but the truth of the matter is the Bucks have a chance to win this game.
They do.
Great chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do.
They could win it. Listen, what's the line? I don't even gamble. I don't even gamble.
I don't either.
Listen, if I was to put,
but the Lions are favored though.
Yeah, I'll say, for instance, if the Lions was only like a 2-point favorite, I would put my money on the Bucks.
Wow.
Not to win straight out, but to win the bet,
the cover.
To cover, yeah. Because they got a good chance to fucking beat them.
Yeah. Well,
the Lions have a lot of holes in them. They're a good young team. They got their talent and shit, but they do have holes and they're inexperienced.
Well,
so
here's my concern.
The Bucks can get them.
My concern about like Todd Bowles being the mastermind of defense or whatever we want to call that. My concern is Jared Goff and those interceptions that he be throwing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he don't have like a Josh Allen amount, or I mean, Dak did good this year. I would say Jalen Hurts, even though so you know what it's fucking trying to say. Shit. I feel as if the quarterback play on the Lions' behalf is what's going to help them. You know, they're going to score points, right? But I just feel at some point in this game, they're going to need Jared Goff to make a drive and he's going to fuck up. I just feel that way. And I feel like Tampa Bay going to win.
It could happen. That can definitely happen because the games I've seen the Lions lose this year, they look very sloppy, and those were teams they should have beat. I'm like, I mean, what are you doing? But then you look, okay, well, they still won 11, 12 games, something like that. So I think next year that the Lions will probably go to the NFC Championship game or possibly go to the Super Bowl. This year, I think they're a little short on something.
Golf.
Golf.
Yeah, but
he's not terrible though. He's not terrible.
No, I mean he's a really good QB. I think after he left LA, he did get a bit of a bad rap, especially with LA winning the championship the very same year.
Yeah.
That was a little telling. So maybe this is some vindication for him in some kind of way. I don't know. So he may come out there and be lights out, Reg. But again, I'm just thinking that he's gonna fuck up and they're gonna lose.
Amon-Ra, or however the fuck you say his name, he's special.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, yeah,
he's special.
Yeah, he is. And that running back, though, they got those two running backs are good too. I mean, they got a squad, man.
Yeah, they do. That's what I said. I said next year they'll go to the NFC Championship game or possibly go to the Super Bowl. I just think that they're a little young and Goff and inexperienced.
Facts. But yeah, that's all I have for today, Reg. Anything you guys want to touch on or talk about?
Oh no, I just want to say rest in peace to a few people. I want to say rest in peace to the twin, Jennifer Scarcella, and everybody else that passed
really
away. She recently passed away. So shout out to their family.
Yeah,
my
rest
condolences to everybody else. I want to send condolences to the McGarry family, and everybody else that had lost somebody recently.
And again, shout out to Brittany, my sister. She lost her husband last week.
Shout out to Brittany too.
Yeah, prayers up. All right, man. That's it.
All right,
God bless, man.
Have a
good
good
night, man.
Good night.